Welcome back to watching the game. I'm your host, as always, Odeh, joined by my two favorite co-hosts, Idrees and Yunis. Let's hop straight into it. Get us to going, Idrees.
So, today was the NFL trade deadline, which is usually quiet. Not much happens, but of course, today, fittingly, was quite crazy. So, last week we talked about, there was the Quinn trade, the McCaffrey trade. Now, or the James Robinson trade, now there's been a bunch more. So, um, first thing that happened was Kadarius Toney to the Chiefs for a third and a sixth. Um, I mean, listen, man, Kadarius Toney, bro. I think when he's healthy, that guy's crazy good. Like that might
He's gonna be nice for them, dude.
like that's a Tyreek replacement right there.
I mean, he the thing is, he's also like I don't know exactly how tall or big he is, but he brings size too, not just speed. Like he's so elusive and has like those Tyreek skill moves that like this offense is just gonna be rejuvenated right now. Even though I mean they are coming off a bye, and even before then they came off a good game with Juju and the rest of the squad beating a tough 49ers team. So it's gonna be good for them to get a new weapon to the toolbox.
That should be good for sure. And for the Giants, I don't know. I don't really have any feeling towards it for the Giants. I mean, they got a little bit of draft capital for a guy that wasn't playing, but I mean, like, that was the guy that you just spent your first round pick on. So it's like to trade him that early and to only get back a third. But they just never realized his potential with that team, and I don't think he ever was going to. So
It's quite unfortunate because I mean, I was if the Bears weren't able to get Justin Fields in the draft that year, I wanted them to get Kadarius Toney. Like he was insane in college, like unbelievably good. So it's quite
that's why I
unfortunate.
think if he can get healthy again, dude, he's gonna be scary for the Chiefs.
Like right now, like Tony, Juju, MVS, Sky Moore, Mecole Hardman plus Kelsey. That's pretty nice.
It's a scary fast group. Who has Tony in our dynasty league? Wait, I have Tony in our
Yeah,
dynasty league.
I was like definitely you.
Oh, let's go! This is huge.
This man has Kadarius Toney and Calvin Ridley too. That's funny.
Damn, my team is nice.
We'll get to Calvin Ridley a little later because I'm going in chronological order. All right, next order: Roquan Smith to the Ravens for a second and a fifth. And I mean,
Hey, I got one thing to say. I'm happy for Roquan that he gets to play for a better team. He's gonna get paid. Him and Lamar are gonna get paid this offseason. And best to Roquan. And he played his heart out the past 4 or 5 years with us. So I respect every single snap he's played. Except with an exception of last week's game against Dallas. I mean, we didn't see much of him. But regardless, majority of the time, he put his blood, sweat, and tears out there. And he played his heart out.
I mean, I didn't like the trade at first, but streets are saying we finessed, so I'm gonna have to agree with the streets.
What streets, bro? What streets are you on?
Bro, we got a second round pick for a guy who Coles had no interest in re-signing and was on an expiring contract. So
see, you're looking at it the wrong way. He's still a top tier player that you're giving up. Don't think about the we were never gonna re-sign him. You still have to consider that part. So I mean, not like I don't think it's a bad move, but I don't think it's a good move.
I'm looking at this from a, this is very rare, but I'm looking at it from an optimistic point of view, is that he was likely gonna leave because we were just gonna hoe him and try and like underpay him. So it's better that we got something for him than nothing.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, just generally, when you make these moves,
I see what you're trying to say, and I do, and I do agree. But like, plus that move allowed us to make another move, which we'll get to later.
it's like the good old Family Guy scene. It's like a boat is a boat. The mystery box could be anything. It could even be a boat. I don't know if you guys know that, but that's like the whole thing about.
I don't understand the analogy, but let's keep going.
Don't understand, bro? It's pretty simple. Roquan is Roquan, but the draft pick could be anything. It could even be Roquan. See?
Why does Family Guy teach you this, bro?
It's not, bro. This is literally like a well-known thing.
You're a weirdo. Anyways, like, what are we doing?
Shut your mouth, alright?
Okay,
you know what? Do this. What about the Ravens? What about the Ravens?
Oh, the Ravens are like stupid. I hope Lamar leaves.
They obviously they still need a receiver, but no, this helps because their linebackers are pretty mid.
You know what I feel about Baltimore? I kind of see similarity between Baltimore and San Francisco. Baltimore, let me start with San Francisco. Kyle Shanahan finds any and every possible way to win with any running back he has. And Baltimore, on the other hand, finds any. I mean, Baltimore is blitz more. It's all the blitz more. The linebackers and their whole defensive scheme is going to be the same, regardless of the players they have.
Yeah, but then Shanahan still trades for McCaffrey.
I mean, yes, he is a greater player. He's a better player, but that's not going to change. Like, Baltimore isn't going to be dramatically better now.
I don't know, man.
You don't think so?
Ravens to the moon, baby. Ravens winning it all.
Roquan doesn't play that impactful of a position to.
Oh no, they were already going all. They were already going all the way before that, dude. This just helps.
Yeah, now they got Gus Edwards back. We get J.K. Towards the end of the year.
Don't care.
Secretly, Odell signs with the Ravens because the Rams are sucking. Maybe.
I am officially the captain of the Lamar to the Giants movement.
Yeah, not
ask questions as you please.
There's something called a franchise tag that will be used.
And he's not going to be paid like any random elite player. He wants his bag.
Not going to happen. The Giants are going to trade everything they have.
Not how it works.
If they franchise tag him.
Also,
I'd respect that.
No reason for the Ravens to accept that. I'm gonna move on because you're just very out of. You're just crazy.
Alright, Idrees.
Alright, you're just crazy.
But when it happens,
yeah.
I will at you. We will clip this and put it on Old Takes Exposed.
Yeah, whatever. T.J. Hawkinson.
You think you're gonna move on? Like, if we stick with this idea for a second, Daniel Jones has been playing pretty decent, this year. Like, compared to...
No, the Ravens are not going to accept Daniel Jones in a trade for Lamar Jackson, alright? Can we get out of here? Can we move on?
Are you trying to ask me if they don't franchise tag Lamar Jackson and
no one's not franchise tagging Lamar Jackson.
You're asking me would I consider keeping Daniel Jones over Lamar? Get the hell out of here.
You're missing the point. Why are we discussing something that's not ever going to happen?
I think they're going to move on from him that quick.
Because
Idrees-
This is literally not gonna happen anyway. So your
Because
hypothetical
Lamar is
doesn't
light
matter.
years better. And Idris, I'm sick of you. Living in a world with no hypotheticals is boring.
It's not even a hypothetical worth discussing
We
because
need-
they already said probably in the front
Idrees,
office they already
we spent
said
2 minutes on we spent 2 minutes on your Family Guy analogy. All right, let us.
it
Talk
was
about how
not
bad you are with
literally
the Giants.
Google it. All right, I don't know how you guys don't know it. Literally Google it.
He can
Moving
refuse.
Moving on. Hawkinson to the
Lamar
Vikings.
Jackson to the Giants.
Shut up. All right, Hawkinson to the Vikings. They like
Mid to mid.
for a second and a third, and the Vikings get 2 fourths back. I
It
don't.
was a second and a fourth.
Nah, it's a second and a third, and then they got 2 fourths back.
It was
Oh, I'm
actually
sick.
perfect timing for Minnesota.
They
They
got-
lost to tight end Irv Smith for 8 to 10 weeks. So perfect timing.
got
Hawkinson.
They got more for Hawkinson than we did for Roquan. I'm sick.
And not really, because they gave up the 2 fourths.
God, this. Man, fuck those Jets. Oh, you're right.
I think like it's a solid trade for the Vikings. For the Lions, it's not bad for the Lions because he wasn't doing great, but I mean, I feel like I would have rather kept him if I were them, but not bad.
Yeah, I definitely would have kept him because the argument is like, oh, they don't want to pay him, but he wasn't gonna demand like top high end money, and then even then, like the tight end market isn't crazy either way. So I don't know. I just thought you would want to bring in your future quarterback with the most weapons possible. So that's why this doesn't make sense for them.
Right. I mean, so Vikings now, they got Jefferson, they got Thielen, they got Hawkinson, they got what's his name? They got Cook,
Alvin Cook.
Osborne, Matson.
Kirk has no excuses, man.
Vikings are coasting to the NFC North division title, but question is
Oh,
about
it's not even gonna be close.
the question is
I
gonna
don't even care about the regular season for them right now. It's what are they gonna do in the playoffs? If they are one and done, if they're somehow one and done, like they lose with like their first playoff game, it might get ugly over there in
right
Minnesota.
now they're
I'm
the
not gonna
2
lie.
seed, which means they would play.
So they would play in the wild card.
San
right?
Francisco. They play San
Man, that
Francisco.
is-
They could totally lose to San Francisco. That would be a very Vikings-esque thing to happen.
But that's only because Seattle's the top of the NFC West right now, which is I don't know if that's gonna.
No, that's holding
it.
up. That's holding up Seattle.
That's not.
They have the MVP. Nothing's stopping Seattle. All right. Tell me one team that's gonna stop Geno Smith.
And
That's
tell you
right.
the one team
Nobody.
that's gonna stop Geno Smith.
Zero.
They
No
tell you.
team.
Let me tell you. Right? If you take a look at their schedule, not easy down the road. Number one.
this is about to say some stupid stuff. Here you go.
Number one. Calling it from now. They're gonna lose to Tampa and Germany. Alright? Tom Brady's gonna have a good game in Munich. Alright, number two. 100% losing
The Nazis.
to the 49ers. 100% losing to the 49ers and the Chiefs. Back-to-back weeks.
100%. They play the 49ers at home.
I don't care.
Damn. I don't know.
Bro, you have no faith in Gino.
That doesn't sound very compelling to me. I simply disagree. But, you know. Even okay, then let's say Minnesota plays Seattle in the playoffs, they'll lose to Seattle.
Oh, they won't.
Yes, they will, bro. Man.
will.
Minnesota's a strange team that just, Kirk Cousins, big
The
games.
Seahawks are frauds.
Kirk Cousins and big games don't go together. All right, this is like a known fact.
Well, let's do more hypotheticals. What are you doing if you're the Vikings front office? If you stay hot throughout the regular season and then you lose your first playoff game,
Well, it depends.
what do you do?
If you lose because of Kirk Cousins, you trade Kirk Cousins and you draft C.J. Stroud somehow by maneuvering throughout the draft.
You know how quarterbacks transitions to the NFL.
Find a way to do that.
Find a way to get the first overall pick.
With the Texans?
Kirk Cousins and 18 first-round picks.
If they still
Give
had
3 full drafts.
Jack
At that
Easterby,
point, you gotta get rid of Jay Jennings.
if they still had Jack Easterby, it would have been easy. It's unfortunate.
Justin Jefferson for Sam Mustipher in the first. We'll do the trick, I fear.
I don't know. I mean, the 49ers got McCaffrey, but I don't think they're gonna suddenly win the division.
No, they're even better, bro. Give them Sam Mustipher and give them Dakota Dozer back, bro. Hasn't played like a single game yet.
That's a lot of Dakota Dozier. He's so crucial to our team.
He's out for season. Okay.
What would we do without him?
Next trade. Bears acquired
We get
Chase
too many
Claypool
tangents.
for a second-round pick.
It's his fault, bro. He started with the Family Guy analogy.
Shut up, alright. Chase Claypool to the Bears for a second-round pick.
Do we have to talk about this?
Unfortunately, we have to talk about this.
I mean, at least it shows we're committed to Fields.
Yeah, we're getting him somewhat things, I guess. N'Keal Harry's finally back. He played the second week, so there's some size there. You get Chase Claypool. He's a big guy with some speed at the receiver position. So we'll see how Getsy includes him.
All I'm gonna say about
I think we'll start doing
is that we could have had. I have been saying this for months. All right, we could have had George Pickens, Jaquan Brisker, and Tariq Woolen. Instead, we ended up with Kyler Gordon and Velus Jones Jr. One guy is good, but not as good as Woolen. The other guy is unplayable. And, we just traded for Claypool. And the reason those Steelers are willing to give up Claypool is because George Pickens is way better. Think about that. And we gave them our pick instead of the Ravens pick. Should have given them
only because the Packers...
I don't care. That doesn't mean... Just because the Packers were about to get him doesn't mean you overpay. It's stupid. That's not how it works. Right? Just because the Bears have $125 million in cap space doesn't mean they should give every free agent $20 million a year.
Idrees, listen to this, bro. The Bears think long term, all right?
No,
we drafted a couple years ago. We drafted Kevin White. We knew he was garbage, so we let him go before he rotted our team. All right?
What?
We see Chase Claypool. Yes, we see Chase Claypool.
What you just said? What you said made no sense. What? Kevin White got injured like every season. What does that have to do with Chase Claypool? Yunis, are you good, bro? Is it past your bedtime, Yunis? You good, bro? Whoa, what?
Guys, we're looking for a new podcast member. Please
Again.
Yeah, email me if you need my email. Look it up.
We don't know what it is. He doesn't even know what it is. Point is, yes, Claypool could be good, and yes, the free agent class of receivers is not that good, but it's just not.
That was the main point Poles made in his press conference. I don't know if you watched it.
We should have gotten Kendrick Bourne for a 5th. I would have been much happier about that.
I'm sure he explored that option.
Alright, trade deadline's over. Just gotta talk about what happened.
We're not even halfway through all the picks.
Yeah, there's still more to get to, but I mean, I don't know. I just feel like we got finessed. They did not have that much leverage. Literally, this is the same crap that happened to Ryan Pace. This is the same crap that happened to Ryan Pace. The 49ers were like, oh, there's another team trying to trade up for Trubisky. And then this dumbass traded up for him. Alright? Polls, they tell him, oh yeah, we got the Packers on the other line. He's just like, oh, the Packers? Alright, take our pick, please. Please, we need him. It's not how it works. If I was the GM, I would not be fooled by these other GMs.
Whoa. Since when are you ever going to be the GM? Bro?
I am, right?
If you were the GM, we'd be 1-15.
2030. 2030,
no,
alright?
We'll
Book
be
it.
Packers fans by now.
Book it, alright? 2030. When polls fails again, and I have to take over.
Once Moody's family buys the Bears.
I think he's gonna last 8 years.
Oh no, he's not gonna last 8 years. When the guy after polls
like 26
fails,
they would hire a 26.
Because I will come in with actual new ideas and not the same crap that gets recycled.
Yeah, but you need NFL experience.
Straight off Madden franchise.
Listen, man. Alright, sometimes you gotta wonder what Poles is doing, alright? I know it's not Madden where you can go one pickup every time, oh, will a 7th do it? No, okay, a 6th, no, okay, a 5th will. Alright, but even though you know a 4th would get it done right away, but you take your time to make sure you give up the least amount possible. I feel like Poles, he hears the Ravens are like, oh yeah, a 2nd and a 5th, he's like, that sounds good enough to me. He doesn't squeeze out a 4th.
Here's the thing. Data Bull's gonna get you to that position, don't worry.
Just moving on, alright? Before I
All
get
I'm saying
more mad.
is Poles' life is on the line this off season.
Oh, also, if Claypool sucks the rest of this season, and we give up the 38th pick in the draft, yeesh.
What if we're so bad we drop to the first overall pick and it ends up being the 33rd pick? Wow,
then you trade back from then you trade back from 1 to 3, and you pick up a couple of other picks to make up for giving up that.
You get Jalen Carter.
No, Will Anderson.
No, Jalen Carter.
Will Anderson. But this is also a hypothetical.
Actually, yeah.
Jackson Smith and Jigba. Or Quentin Johnson. I got that TCU, man. TCU, bro.
If we had the third overall pick and we took a receiver, I'd officially want Poles' head.
Okay, next trade. William Jackson to Pittsburgh and a 7th for 6th.
We do not have to talk about this.
I just want to say one thing is that, that's how you do a trade, Poles, alright? That's how you do a trade. Get a pick back. William Jackson
is bad.
Yeah. The Steelers have no corners, though, so they need him. More relevant trade.
Sure.
Bradley Chubb and a 5th round pick.
Could just did Will Door for Chase Claypool straight up. That would have been a better trade.
Bradley Chubb and a 5th round pick to Denver. To Miami for a 1st round pick, a 4th round pick, and Chase Edmonds. Now, frankly, I think this is stupid from Denver. Alright, I know they have other edge rushers that are good, but Chubb is better than all of them. Baron Browning could be the best in a couple years, but right now, I think they're overrating Randy Gregory, who they gave all that money to. I would have rather they paid Chubb than Gregory, but whatever. The Von Miller trade made sense because it was like, okay, he's older and you weren't going to go anywhere, and you eventually used those picks for Russell Wilson, which, the idea behind that made sense. Chubb, I get you need picks now that you got rid of, now that the Russ situation and the Hackett situation ain't looking good, but just because the bigger mistake, I still think Russell Wilson can be good. The bigger mistake is Hackett, which means you can get away with it and move on and be good next season. You don't have to give up your best players. So I don't know.
I just think they didn't have the they didn't have the money to extend him to what he wanted, which could be a thing.
Can always find money.
Always find money.
Just always you must find. There's always like money in the couch or something. I'm just saying. I also love how they got Chase Edmonds back. Like, that's relevant at all. Like, oh, I'm so scared. You guys have Chase Edmonds now.
They say they're gonna use him as a third down back.
So we can have another mid running back on this team because Javonte Williams is out. Like, seriously, Edmonds mid, Gordon mid, Murray mid, Mike Boone mid. No benefit. They're all mid. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't affect the Nathaniel Hackett effect on Russell Wilson.
Yes, get Hackett out of there, please.
We got robbed from greatness when Javonte Williams got hurt.
Yeah, but it wasn't even like they were letting him carry the rock anyway, because they're idiots.
That was supposed to be the breakout game. That was supposed to be the game where they're like, alright, screw you, Melvin Gordon, you're on the bench. Die in a hole.
No, it didn't make sense because this guy is like, okay, Melvin Gordon is good enough to split carries with Javonte Williams, but then when Javonte Williams gets injured, we're going to bench Melvin Gordon for Mike Boone? Really? Doesn't make sense. I just, the coaching there is malpractice. And the defense deserves better.
Malpractice.
The defense deserves better. Their defense is insanely good, but they're just getting shafted. Okay.
Team up north.
Next one.
We're not anymore, but in the old days.
And then you had Miami, just another low-key trade they got. Or both of them made like low-key trades to try and offset the players they lost. So Miami got Jeff Wilson for a 5th. Jeff Wilson sucks. Like, really. He's not good. He's slightly better than Chase Edmonds, but he's not good.
I know.
And then Denver got Jacob Martin for a pick swap. Sure, another defensive end, but he's not even the top 3 defensive end on their team, so meh.
Gotta replace depth. Idrees stale.
That's why he can't be a GM right now.
Be quiet. Calvin Ridley. Okay, the Calvin Ridley trade goes to Jacksonville for a 5th and a 4th that could become a 3rd or a 2nd. So this is a pretty interesting trade. So I was thinking that Atlanta would trade him in the offseason when he's not suspended anymore, but I guess they got ahead of it and did it now. I don't know. I feel like Atlanta should have kept him. Like, Ridley.
Yeah.
I know he's older, but Ridley with
so
London and Pitts, that would have been sick.
Yeah, because then you want your new quarterback to come in the best possible situation.
You guys think Mariota's the answer?
No. By the way, on a note about Mariota, are you freaking kidding me? Damiere Byrd decides that he's a real NFL receiver this season. Screw you, bro. Couldn't catch the damn ball last year, and now he's catching 80-yard touchdowns weekly.
The real question is,
we don't know how to use him.
Do you blame that loss on DJ Moore for taking off his helmet?
No, what the fudge? That was a bogus call. That was a bogus call. Eddie Pinheiro needs to learn how to make a kick. Eddie Pinheiro made one game-winning kick in his entire career and said, "I don't have to hit any more game-winning kicks." He's missed 3 or 4 game-winning kicks since that. Stretch.
I remember his first against the Chargers at home.
Oh, yeah. Easily winnable game. 38-yard field goal. This man missed it. It's trash. Regardless.
Will Idrees ever not drag the player?
No. If they need to be
But
dragged.
I did see something that said the penalty shouldn't have even been called because he technically wasn't in the field of play. He was outside of the end zone, which is very bogus. And I feel for them.
Can I say?
That's wild. If they would have won that game, that they would have been in the
First in the division.
shit.
Yeah.
Tell me, they would have been first place. Yeah.
It's still crazy how they lost, though. How are the Falcons doing this to the...
Hey, man, the Falcons are finding ways to do it, man.
Undefeated
They're
against the
finding
spread.
ways. They're making...
Or no, they've lost only once against the spread. So Jacksonville, the best receiver is the
Nobody cares
guy
about
they
that
just
right
got.
now.
The guy who's sitting suspended. That's their best receiver. I mean, this tells me that they don't plan on getting rid of Trevor Lawrence. I know some people are like, "Oh, he's not that good." Right? Listen, I'm a believer in Trevor Lawrence. Okay, wait. Let me quick tangent. Sorry.
No, I'm not laughing at you being a believer of Trevor Lawrence. I'm laughing at people saying that they should replace him.
No, yeah, this is the thing. All right, this draft class, the 2021 draft class of QBs has to be the reset for people's expectations. All right, everyone saw Herbert and Burrow and not even Herbert and Burrow
Mahomes.
and maybe Mahomes. And
What do you mean, maybe Mahomes?
but because the Mahomes situation is weird because he had to sit for a year. I'm talking about like where you come into the league and you're immediately great, right? So like first year, second year, all right? Lamar did it second year, Herbert did it first year, Mahomes second year, Burrow second year. So all these guys are expecting like Lawrence, Fields, Zach Wilson to be insanely good second year. And I'm just saying like, bro, most guys before like 3 years ago, it took at least 3 full seasons to figure it out. All right, or at least at some point in the third season, you figured it out. And now we're trying to rush, not even halfway through the second season, and say, "Oh, this guy is bust." Like, you're like totally okay. Zach Wilson could totally be a bust. All right, you're like 100%. I'm not saying he won't be. Davis Mills could totally be a bust. You know, Lawrence, Fields, they could be busts. They could be great.
I don't think Davis Mills can be a bust because he has no expectations.
Oh yeah, he's a third round
Yeah.
pick, so that's like different too. But like that's the thing. Like Mac Jones last year, everyone was like, "Oh, this guy's great, so consistent." He's been bad this year. Everyone's like, "Oh no, he's a bust." Like,
Shit on him now.
come on. I mean, I think at this time next,
themselves want to start Zappy over.
I think at this point next year, my personal prediction will be that Lawrence is the guy, Fields is the guy, Jones is at least good enough to be a starter. I don't think Zach Wilson will be the guy. Lance, I don't even know. Like Lance is just like mega question mark. I don't think
so.
Davis.
I think Lance can be.
I think
I
Mills.
think Lance can be.
Like you said, Mills has no expectations. They'll replace Mills. But like that's the thing. Just don't make the sweeping judgment now. You can say like, yes, Fields is trending up, Wilson's trending down, but you can't say this guy's definitely a bust yet. One more year. End of rant.
I hate it, and it's never. No, I'm gonna keep going with you. It's never the. It's never like the fans of the teams. It's like guys from the outside that aren't watching every single game. And it's like, you guys aren't watching every single game. You're just looking. Half the time they'll just look at the box score. That's my favorite argument. Like it'll be a Bears Twitter person tweeting, "Oh, Fields in his last few games," and then they'll just reply with a picture of like his passing yards. It'll be like 150, and they'll be like, "You call this good?" And it's like, dude, watch the game.
Or the other way, where
you
it's
know
like
that he's trending
Zach
upwards. You
Wilson.
see
Zach
the runs,
Wilson.
you see the,
Yeah. Or it's like Zach Wilson. He threw for like.
250 yards.
Yeah.
He's so good.
But the other thing is, he made some good plays, but the only ones people are gonna see are those. Yes, definitely terrible interceptions, but that's the game. Isn't just those 3 plays, right? It's like, ugh, just piss me off. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. Jacksonville, great move actually for Ridley, and that like some nice weapons. for Lawrence next year, but they just still got a lot of holes to figure out.
Very low risk, high reward.
Right. Just make sure he doesn't. Just make sure that man gets off of FanDuel or DraftKings, whatever.
And it's actually very ironic that, like, in the Calvin Ridley trade, like, the Falcons had the chance of making that 4th round pick to the 3rd and that 3rd to the 2nd. That's pretty crazy.
Okay. Just a couple more trades or one more major. Okay, 2 minor ones. Buffalo got this random DB named Dean Marlowe I've never heard of for a 7th round pick. Ugh, Bears.
I'll tell you who Dean Marlowe is.
Should have given them.
Dean Marlowe is the guy that allowed. He's the guy that allowed the touchdown against DJ Moore.
Oh, that's great. No, definitely worth it. Rashad Fenton to the Falcons for a 7th. That's a nice move for the Falcons. Fenton is pretty good to me. I know the Chiefs got a bunch of new cornerbacks, but he's pretty solid. And then the last major trade, Buffalo got Nyheim Hines from Indy for Zach Moss and a 6th round pick. I know a lot of us wanted the Bills to trade for McCaffrey or Kareem Hunt or Cam Akers. End up with Hines, so
It's honestly not bad because they didn't have to give up a lot to give him.
So now you can run Hines on 3rd downs, Singletary on the early downs, James Cook if you need a backup.
And Hines fits their scheme. I mean, he's a pass-catching running back. He's primarily used on 3rd downs and just those check-offs that Josh Allen needs to get rid of. I feel like not bad of a move by the Bills.
Definitely a good move for the low price. Zach Moss isn't that good, and the 6th round pick is just a 6th round pick. You need to go all in. I really would have wanted. I honestly crazy. I just wanted to see McCaffrey on this team. That would have been insane. But McCaffrey on the 49ers is fun too. 3 touchdowns last week. That was lit. Okay, that about ends the NFL trade deadline talk. Now, let's talk about a little bit NBA. Big news today that the Nets, the soap opera of the NBA, Steve Nash finally fired. Jack Vaughn is the interim coach. And literally an hour after they fired him, Shams and Woj were like, oh yeah, they hired Ime Udoka. But then later on, they had a press conference. They were like, oh yeah, we haven't hired anyone. So, I don't know.
Might have been even less, to be honest.
I do not know what Brooklyn's doing or any other team is doing by hiring a former sexual assaulter.
Now let's on the court.
Yeah, sexual assaulter is just a weirdo.
Alright, let's on the court, right? So Udoka is actually a great upgrade coaching wise over Nash, right? Because nothing against Nash. He was put in a bad position. I don't know why they made him a head coach right away. They should have made him an assistant coach for a few years and then moved him up to head coach.
I'm still confused how he was so bad, but I think he should definitely give him a chance.
Maybe. What the Nets should have done at the time was hire Thibs instead of Nash and put Nash as an assistant coach. Thibodeau was available.
I promise you.
The one thing about Thibodeau
would not have done good with them.
No, trust me, bro. At least Tibbs would make most of the team play defense. Right now, they don't play defense. And that's their main problem. But I digress.
Well, Udoka should be perfect for that.
Udoka, a very good coach, obviously. So, in that way, it's an upgrade. But now it's just like, dude, now you're bringing on even more controversy to a team with the hard. Wait, let's go through it. All right, listen. I am one of the guys who actually likes the Nets. All right, I'm rare. All right.
I'm about to go one by one.
All right. So.
Player by player, saying.
No, just the big three.
You don't want to be.
Just the big three. All right. KD, Kevin Durant, the hardest road. Kyrie Irving, Anti-vaxxer leaves the team randomly. Everything. Ben
Now he's an anti-Semite apparently.
Ben
He's
Simmons.
an anti-Semitic.
Ben Simmons, Mr. I don't want to dunk on Trae Young in a game 7 to tie the game. And honestly, now I don't want to shoot the ball at all. And now Ime slept with an executive's wife, Udoka. that is insane. That's
Man
wow.
slept with the wife's. Oh my god.
And they got this owner who, like, I don't know if he knows what he's doing, and this front office that also is pretty bad, but for some reason isn't fired. I don't know, man.
I tagged him on Twitter and told him to hire me. He knows what to do.
They got other dudes who talk, bro. Royce O'Neal, bro. We wrecked. Levine went crazy today. We beat them, and Royce O'Neal was talking all this crap to Vucevic. Like, bro, who are you? Who are you?
Tag Jazz legend Royce O'Neal.
The guy's trash, bro. Why'd they trade their first round pick for him? He's not good. There's another bad move by the front office. Worth 2 seconds, not a first. The Nets are something else, is all I'm gonna say.
Sean Marks masterclass. If they don't bring in Ime like they said they were going to, who else do you think they should bring in?
Quinn Snyder, bro. Now that would Quinn Snyder probably doesn't want the job, but like, I want the Bulls to get Quinn Snyder, bro. That would be a real help. I don't even know who else would be out there. Like,
I think anyone other than what's his face would be an upgrade for you guys.
Billy Donovan, yeah.
Anyone other than Billy Donovan. That man is trash.
The Nets should hire Mark Jackson.
Get him out the booth, please.
Oh man. Regardless, yeah. So the Nets lost to the Bulls today, but I think they'll turn a corner. All right. I don't know. I don't think they'll like go and win it all, but I think they'll bounce back from this, pretty soon. Like, they just have too much talent for it to not work. But also, things could just completely blow up in their face. Because
Also what we said about the Lakers.
Hey, the Lakers won a game because they finally put Westbrook on the bench. It's a good thing, Pretty solid. Good for the Lakers. I'm happy. I'm happy for them. Good job. One more thing before we move on to the last topic. Miles Turner being like, yeah, the Lakers should trade 2 firsts for me and Buddy Hield. This man was just straight up, yeah, that they should do the trade, bro. This man is playing the NBA trade machine. I like to see it.
Generational trade piece. Dude lives in the trade machine.
Bro is sick of it, man. He's probably been going on the trade machine for a few years now. I understand.
I just hate Indiana. I don't blame him.
Last topic, just a few minutes to spend on this. The first college football playoff rankings came out today. We got Tennessee 1, Ohio State 2, Georgia 3, which I was honestly thinking they just put Georgia at 2 just to do 1 versus 2.
I thought it was Georgia 2.
No, it's Ohio State 2,
Georgia
3,
Yeah.
Clemson 4, Michigan 5, Alabama 6, TCU 7, Oregon 8, USC 9, LSU 10. So, okay. So first of all, bogus of them to put TCU at 7. That's just bogus. TCU honestly
Why?
TCU just by looking at all their wins should be 4. Well, you could even say 3. Honestly, you could even say 2. No team has Tennessee beat Alabama and Kentucky and LSU. Ohio State, they beat Penn State. Georgia beat, I don't even know. Who's Georgia? Has Georgia beat any? Oh, Oregon. Forgot about that. Clemson beat Syracuse. Michigan beat Penn State. Alabama beat Texas, I guess. TCU beat Kansas State, Oklahoma State. Who else did they beat? Kansas State, Oklahoma State. They beat someone else in the Big 12. Kansas, when they were good. Oregon beat UCLA. USC beat nobody. LSU beat nobody. Why? Why is 6-2 LSU above 8-1 Ole Miss? Or 7-1 UCLA? Or 7-1 Illinois? Or 7-1 North Carolina? Come on.
Didn't I just say don't ask questions?
No, I'm gonna ask questions, bro. I hate these dudes. They just sit in there and they they make these rankings and it doesn't make sense.
Word.
Just I don't like it. I don't like it. Reality, the ranking should be 1 Tennessee. Okay, top 3 are fine. TCU should be 4. Michigan 5. Clemson 6. Oregon 7. Bama 8. USC 9. Ole Miss 10. Then UCLA. Then Illinois. Then LSU. Then North Carolina. They did us dirty,
Penn State, bro.
We're only 6. Why are we below Penn State? Please, give me one reason why we're below Penn State. We have more. We're 7-1. They're 6-2.
It's because we're the best team in the Big Ten.
Sean Clifford's trash, bro.
As long as you choose to ignore everything that's happened this season.
My idea should be any team that has a direct path to the playoff, aka 1 loss or less, should be at the top, and then the 2 lost teams are below them. Why is Texas in here, bro? They're 5-3. Come on. There are 2 lost teams that deserve to be in.
Went out.
Liberty, bro. No. There is no chance. Texas has no chance to make the playoff. Don't even. There's no win out. You know how that would happen? They would need all the teams above them to have 3 losses. That is literally impossible.
Anything's possible in college football.
But I just want to say, Tennessee at number 1 is, I would have never expected that to ever happen. That's crazy.
Oh, no, 100%.
Oh, and then one
it's
last...
good for the parity.
In 2014, Ohio State was ranked 16, and they went on to win it all. Guess who is ranked 16 this year? Take a guess.
Penn State.
No, they're ranked 15.
Penn State.
They're ranked 15.
We know the answer. It's Illinois.
I want you to say it. That's right.
Illinois
University. confirmed winning it all. If they just retroactively give us that Indiana game that they robbed, that they took away from us, we'd be 8-0, and we'd only have to beat one of Michigan or Ohio State to make it to the playoff. Give us that win back. Rigged.
Didn't you guys have a chance to win? And you guys
we did win. They just took it away from us because the refs are blind.
Yeah, I'm sure. That's what they all say.
That's exactly what happened. Google it.
It was actually there.
Google it after you Google the Family Guy episode.
Idrees, I love you, but I'm going to have to pass on both.
Huh.
Wow.
Ooh. Anyway. Oh, by the way.
We got anything else?
Tulane. Gonna make it to the group of 5 spot. Tulane's crazy.
That would be fun.
Yeah, I want them to make it instead of UCF, bro. I'm sick of UCF. Anyway, yeah, that's
Remember when they went undefeated that year, and they printed billboards for themselves? You know what I'm talking about, right? Surely you know what I'm
Yeah,
talking about.
yes, sadly.
Alright, good. You guys were gonna make me feel like I was insane.
No, don't worry.
Good. Anything else?
Nah, that's about it. It's, yeah.
Alright, well, guess we'll use the rest of this time to talk about the Cavs.
No,
The best team
we're
in-
done.
The best team in the league. MVP frontrunner Donovan Mitchell, averaging 32 points a game to this point in the season. I will say, however, I'm fully prepared for when Darius Garland comes back. There will be a gelling period where we'll probably lose like 2 or 3 games in a row, and then everyone will be like, "Oh, Darius Garland sucks. He ruined the team. Trade him." And then we'll go on a 10 to 15 game win streak once we get it all together, and then everyone will be like, "Oh, this team is the best in the league." You heard it here first.
Oh well. We'll see you guys later.
Peace.
Wow, the disrespect.